motorsmt jirringrazzja lil Animed, Virtu Ferries, Continental Cars, SecureTech, Casafini, GP Karting, Drinks and More, G Malton, Xcambri Batteries, Motors Inc. u Vigo Menswear. Għal Animed Challenge, motorsmt jirringrazzja lil Animed, Go and Fun, Malta Drag Racing Association u Old Motors Club Malta.
Nilqgħu programm ieħor motorsmt. F'dan il-programm fil-fatt programm speċjali għal darb'oħra ser ikun ta' interess għal kull min għandu l-karozza tiegħu għal qalbu u forsi jixtieq illi jara l-karozza tiegħu tidher xi ftit aħjar milli tidher illum. Li għamilna ħadna waħda mill-karozzi tagħna għand detailer professjonali biex jara kif jista' jimmeljora propju id-der tal-karozza tagħna. Ħadna apposta karozza antika, u karozza antika mhux ħażin, illa li skoprejna li ħafna nies bil-karozzi antiki ħabba teknoloġiji differenti minn meta nżebgħu il-karozzi għażmien tal-lum inbidlu immens biex naraw dan ix-xogħol fuq il-karozzi antiki jekk jagħmilx ħsara l-ewwel ħaġa u t-tieni ħaġa jekk l-effett ikunx dak mixtieq.
Hi, I'm Gianluca. I'm 24 years old and 5 years ago I set up this business, Executive Auto Detailing. Executive Auto Detailing is a company that primarily focuses on bespoke and high-end automotive detailing, a sector I really believe in and really wish to keep pushing forward. I work from very high-end cars, ranging from Porsches, Lamborghinis and Ferraris, all the way to classics such as Jaguar E-Types and even some very old 911s that really would love and really benefit from automotive care from my sector. Any car that comes in the garage has to go through a thorough process of cleaning before I do any polishing. Now, that cleaning process basically involves using a power wash, using snow foam, a 2-bucket method, but obviously in the case of this car, I have to be more careful. You can't expose something like this and older cars in general to, water that comes out at the pressure that the pressure washer basically puts it out at. So the process of washing this will be a bit simpler. It will be the more basic style. A bucket of water and some soap and my wash mitt, and obviously washing it carefully. Now the paint isn't in perfect condition, so there's no fear of really and truly marking it up any more than it's already marked up. But either way, that's the process, going through intricate areas and making sure the car is clean and well decontaminated for basically the next process, which involves clay barring the car. When it comes to clay barring a vehicle, the first thing you want to do is listen to how the paint sounds. And now that is a bit funny because basically you're listening to how the paintwork sounds, and by that what I mean is contamination sticks to the paintwork and it will leave it rough. Now Oliver polishes and waxes his car frequently, so there won't be heavy contamination. The more the vehicle is used, the more it's kept outside, the longer the gap between washes is, the more contamination will build up. Now, in the case of the Mercedes, there isn't much. There still is some, but there isn't much. So the way you clay bar is very simple. You flatten out your clay bar as such. You make sure the surface has the right lubrication. In this case, I just use some soap and the wash mitt from before. And then you go in straight line motions, back and forth, at a slow speed. You do not want to rush this step in order to make sure you remove all the contamination. Now, it's hard to describe on camera. There will be some resistance as you begin using the clay bar. But as you begin pulling up that dirt, the resistance diminishes and you begin getting a smooth surface, ready to be polished. So as you can see, the clay bar came off quite dirty. That dirt is all stuck in the paintwork that you cannot see and will deter you from getting a very nice finish when it comes to polishing, as it will all basically clump up in your polishing pad. This is a very vital step that a lot of people overlook, and it's important that once this is done, the car is given a form of polishing afterwards, as in this case you won't be able to see it, but on most vehicles it will leave what's called marring lines, which are basically the contamination that got stuck in the clay bar, leaving lines, light scratches on your paintwork, which will be very visible in the sun. After clay barring and rinsing the vehicle, you want to be using this, a microfiber towel. This is used to dry off the paintwork, obviously from all the water that's left behind. A microfiber towel is used instead of a kamosha or leather chamois to basically avoid damaging the paintwork while drying it. You're having contact on the paintwork, and the thick fibers of the microfiber will essentially help pull dirt into the towel rather than keep it on the surface and dragging it across the paintwork like basically a chamois does. Now, this does absorb a lot of water and possibly more than a chamois, so this is an important replacement in your detailing arsenal. We have 4 different 3-inch polishing pads. You have 2 for black and 2 for red. As you can see right now, there are 2 pads that have been used already. This was during my testing, and this was finding out which is the right pad to use for the paint. Now, there are 2 different kinds of pads simply because you want to keep, pads for the black paint and pads for the red paint, being this is a 2-color car. Then behind you have the polishes. You have ranging from the heavy ink cut to the lighter cut, going from left to right, and that's basically the combination I'm going to be using throughout the whole car. It's a 2-stage polishing process, so you have the first stage, which involves a heavy cutting, which is going to remove defects in the safest way possible, and then you have your refining stage, which will basically jewel out the paint towards the end of the polishing process.
Wow. So, it's ready?
It's ready, finally.
Can take it?
Yes.
Okay. No, because I was a bit afraid. I tell you why. Because now, from here straight to our club, Old Motors Club, there is the FMVA rally.
All right.
So from
okay.
here straight
to there. Overall, I'm very happy. As I told you when we had first began discussing doing the job, obviously I can't bring it to a brand new level finish because there's a lot of factors that are involved between it being obviously an older car and even having its restoration done. A lot of places were addressed. Some places, as we had discussed, could not be just to the design of, for example, the paint, you know what I mean. But I'm blown away. I mean, it took a lot of time.
I'm too.
It took a lot of effort, but like with every job, whether it's sort of, you know, a classic like this, a Ferrari like the one in the background, or even, you know, just your everyday car, all the time I put all the love and all the attention I can into it to make sure I am happy, and I know if I'm happy, the owner is definitely going to be happy. So that's basically my ethos that I did to approach this.
Yeah. So, one thing which I obviously thought when I was decided to do this car is whether this new technology, new techniques should work on classic cars or not. So, but obviously now I am convinced that yes, they do, and they get a new life into cars. I mean, it look brilliantly, even maybe the color because it's black, you know, with red. I don't know, but
there were a lot of factors, like I had told you.
It looks.
No, it looks fantastic. Yes. Like I had said, I mean, it's an old style of painting with single stage, so there's no clear coat. It's just pure color. So obviously that in itself is going to have a different look to the new cars. They're clear coats that are basically designed just to show shine. Back in the day, it was just show color, and obviously due to the paint being paint, it will also shine. But there are always ways to improve whatever car it may be, whether it's been restored, whether it's a classic. In fact, I have a lot of classics that go to Concours d'Elegances coming from here.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. But I mean, again, the cars that from here they go to Concours d'Elegance, usually they are most of them recently restored.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Maybe the paint that they have, I'm really surprised with this car.
Yes, for sure.
Obviously, it was done, as I told you, in the 90s it was restored, so I was not expecting anything.
No, it's not a concourse level, obviously.
No, of course.
But it's definitely an improvement.
But it's a huge improvement. It's a huge improvement. I really look forward to show it to my friends.
Definitely, I'm looking forward.
And hopefully they will decide to go to do something like this to their cars as well. Gian, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
It was a nice project, and hopefully we will enjoy the car with the new shiny look.
Yes.
Bħalma rajn hemmhekk, apparti l-avveniment tal-Federazzjoni Maltija Vetturi Antiki, morna bil-karozza wkoll għall Mdina Glass Rally organizzat mill-Old Motors Club Malta. Ovvjament, wara żewġ rallies bħal dawk il-karozza tħamġet xi ftit mhux ħażin, allura kellna nerġgħu mmorru lura għand Gianluca. Hi, Gian. I'm back.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Mela, no, first and foremost, thank you very much and well done. My friends really liked your job. As you see, a different type of people.
Yes,
so your job this time,
yes,
because
yes.
classic cars and not the exotic cars that you usually do.
Definitely.
And actually, some of them, which are really old school, okay, were really confused because they realized the difference.
Okay.
But they realized that I didn't spray the car.
All right.
So sort of what happened? It's not just polishing the car.
Okay.
And obviously I took the opportunity to explain to them.
Okay.
However, I'm back for another reason. Since then, I took part in two rallies.
Okay.
One with the FMVA and one with the Mdina Glass Old Motors Club. And as you can see, the car is
Yes, it
quite
needs,
dirty.
it needs a bit of love once again. Yes.
It's neat. And actually, I was going to start washing it,
Okay.
as I usually do, with the sponge and with the chamois, you know.
Yes.
And I remember you telling me that all those lines we had,
Swirl marks,
swirl
yes,
marks were coming from the washing
Basically, yes.
in that way.
Yes.
So I thought I might as well come here once again and
Definitely.
you teach me how to wash a car.
Yes.
I've been washing cars for 45 years.
But there's always new ways to learn.
Exactly.
The ways have changed even from when I started when it comes to more sensitive paints such as on your car. So now I'll give you the full run through on how to do it and really make sure we take care of basically everything done to the car and keep it looking as new basically as it was when I finished detailing it.
Thank you. And I promise that I will continue washing it the way
Definitely.
you were telling me.
I would hope so. I'd love to see the car staying nice and clean and shiny for many
Yes,
years to come.
Yes. I'll try.
Perfect.
I'll try. All right. Let's start. So how are we going to wash it?
So oftentimes people with these older cars have this conception in their head that using a power wash is dangerous on it. In reality, if you get close, it can be, but there are different nozzles essentially that attach to my spray gun which help mitigate the damage caused. Essentially all it's doing is creating a finer mist that spreads out much wider and has less pressure, obviously meaning you're not going to force water into tight areas, which is usually a slight concern on these older cars due to obviously building methods at the time and different styles of seals. However, the power wash is often used because of the snow foam gun, which is essentially that nice like layer of soap people usually put on cars. There are different methods to washing older cars, which I'll show you now. I'll explain basically the way cars should be washed and the ways these older cars are best washed without using a lot of water coming from the power wash and without using a snow foam gun, which helps basically loosen out the dirt. So, as you just saw, I basically rinsed down the car lightly, avoiding basically drowning it with water. It's a very quick mist just to blow off any dust that might be on. Now, if we go sort of to the washing method on a new car or a modern car, after this point, I'd basically cover it in snow foam. So that snow foam will help cling to the dirt and pull it down.
Okay.
But that can introduce water sitting into places we don't like on these older cars.
Okay.
And we would also use this, which is a microfiber wash mitt. So this, although very good when the car is washed in modern ways, because basically most of the dirt will be removed, on older cars where you don't want a lot of water, it's not your best friend, because it will probably pull dirt that's still stuck on the car. As although you would use 2 buckets to wash the car like everyone speaks about nowadays, and grid guards and all this new technology, at the end of the day, when it comes to washing it, there still might be more dirt stuck to this than it's designed to be used for. So there's a new method that we use nowadays.
All right.
So basically what I've done is I've swapped the microfiber wash mitt for just a bunch of microfiber towels.
All right.
This will help basically keep a fresh towel or a fresh side for as most of the car as possible. So one, I mean, you have the soapy bucket of water, yes, you still need that, but at least instead of using the sponge or a camoscia, which is very abrasive, use a very soft plush microfiber.
Wow.
It's almost like softer than a pillow, basically.
It is.
Yes,
It
yes.
is.
So this will help. I mean, you fold it into small pieces. You can use one side to wipe the car, you flip it over, then you do another panel. Like that, it will help avoid, the constant taking of dirt from one spot of the car, putting it on another, and causing scratches or swirl marks. So basically, you'll take the towel, fold it into 2 or 4s, take it on one side, and just simply drag it across, like so. And then flip it, and just pull out, like so. Like that, you're always basically keeping a fresh towel for as much of the car as possible, and following your method of not introducing a lot of water.
Okay, so that was the process how to wash the car. Now
Yes.
we need to dry it. And
Drying
see
it,
that
yes.
you have got.
These are the things to use.
Okay.
This is what should always replace everyone's chamois. I know everyone loves it because how much it absorbs water,
Yes.
but these are fantastic. These absorb just as much water, if not more, and at the same time they're not causing any damage to your paintwork basically, because the microfiber pores will essentially grab the dirt and pull it in and keep a clean layer on top when that's always in contact with your paintwork. So ensuring that basically you're not causing any swirl marks or the sort. Oftentimes people ask me why is a chamois not good to use if I've been using it for years. You wouldn't drag your sort of dirty hand across the paintwork even if it was wet. A chamois is the same thing. It's a piece of leather, essentially skin, so it will do the exact same damage of you dragging your hand across the paintwork.
Nispera l-programm sibtuħ interessanti hemmhekk bħalma tafu bdejna b'karozza li ħadnija għand Gianluca biex inneħħu dawk il-ħafna swirl marks kif qalilna u forsi xi difetti oħra illi kien hemm fiż-żeba, użajna ħasil, użajna clay marks, użajna polishing, polishes differenti, polishers differenti, għamilna kull ma sena biex il-karozza tidher aħjar milli kienet. Naħseb illi fil-fatt irnexxielna u nisperaw illi di waslet biex dawk li forsi għandhom karozza antika li forsi għandha xi ftit bżonn ta' naqra fsiet ħanajdula hekk, jagħmlu l-kuraġġ u fil-fatt dan il-proċess jagħmluh.
motorsmt jirringrazzja lil Animed, Virtu Ferries, Continental Cars, SecureTech, Casafini, GP Karting, Drinks and More, G Molten, Xcambri Batteries, Motors Inc. u Vigo Menswear. Għal Animed Challenge, motorsmt jirringrazzja lil Animed, Go and Fun, Malta Drag Racing Association u Old Motors Club Malta.